हाय गाइस, गुड मॉर्निंग। आज मेरा बहुत बिजी डे है। ऐसा क्यों होता है कि बिजी डे वाले दिन यू डोंट फील लाइक गोइंग फॉर वर्क, और जब कोई काम नहीं होता तो काम पे जाने का मन करता है। निया, तुम्हारे साथ भी ऐसे होता है?
Nope. मुझे तो हर रोज स्कूल जाना का मन करता है, लेकिन
So today I have a class on skincare. I'm always excited to teach skincare because that is my latest passion. और उसके बाद I'm called to speak in FICCI Flow. I'm very excited because I've never been to a FICCI event before. I know a lot of these events happen in Lucknow, but I'm not a member. And my friend Devanshi has called me today. Thank you, Devanshi. And I'm going to see you very, very soon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's it going? You're also learning about skin because good makeup is not possible without good skin. ये आप लोग सब समझते हैं। मेकअप करने के बाद इतने टाइम से आपको पता है स्किन ड्राई होगी तो आपका मेकअप केकी हो जाएगा, क्रैक करेगा। स्किन ऑयली होगी तो आपका मेकअप शाइन करेगा और पैची लगेगा। और अगर स्किन टेक्सचर्ड होगी तो भी आपका मेकअप स्मूथ नहीं लगेगा। वो टेक्सचर हमेशा कैमरे पे दिखता है। जब भी आप क्लोजअप देखोगे उसका तो वो बम्प्स दिखेंगे छोटे छोटे। कई बार आपने देखा होगा फोटोज़ में। दैट इज़ बिकॉज द स्किन केयर इज़ नॉट गुड। ठीक है, तो स्किन की नॉलेज आज के ज़माने में मेकअप आर्टिस्ट के लिए होना इज़ एक्सट्रीमली इम्पॉर्टेंट। एंड जिन मेकअप आर्टिस्ट को स्किन के बारे में पता होता है वो और अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली आप अपनी क्लाइंट की स्किन को भी ट्रीट कर सकते हो। और अगर आपका सैलून है या आपका कोई बिजनेस है तो मेकअप तो एक सीजनल काम है, लेकिन स्किन केयर एक ऑल ईयर राउंड काम है। तो आपका इनकम भी ऑल ईयर राउंड हो सकती है उस सेंस में। ऑल्सो सब लोग मेकअप से कंफर्टेबल नहीं होते हैं, ये आपको पता है। जो थोड़ी ओल्डर लेडीज़ होती हैं या इवन टीनेजर्स, दे आर नॉट सो कंफर्टेबल विद मेकअप। मे बी अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ लिप ग्लॉस एंड लिटिल बिट ऑफ मस्कारा। लेकिन स्किन केयर आदमी, औरत, बुढ़ा, जवान सब करते हैं। सो स्किन केयर हैज़ अ लार्जर रीच व्हेन इट कम्स टू गेटिंग क्लाइंट्स। मेकअप में आपको वही यंग लड़कियां, शादी जिनकी होने वाली है या जिनको मेकअप में मज़ा आता है, वो 18 साल से लेके 28 साल तक, 35 इयर्स तक गर्ल्स आपको ज़्यादा एक्टिवली आपके क्लाइंट्स होंगे, क्योंकि उस एज के बाद लोग अपना मेकअप करना भी सीख लेते हैं। शादी भी हो गई होती है, उनका एक सेट वो हो जाता है। बहुत कम कोई बहुत बड़ा ओकेजन होता है तो ही मेकअप कराते हैं। लेकिन स्किन केयर में ऐसा कोई भी लिमिटेशन नहीं है। 13-14 साल के बच्चे भी आते हैं, कभी क्लीनअप्स कराते हैं। 80 ईयर ओल्ड्स भी आते हैं, अपना स्किन केयर कराते हैं। सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू लर्न अबाउट द स्किन। जब मैं अभी कोरिया गई थी तो हम सबके नेल्स चेक हुए थे। मेरे बहुत छोटे छोटे थे, क्योंकि हमें ऑलरेडी उसमें लिख के आया था कि नेल्स काट के आना। लेकिन मैंने लाइफ में कभी नेल्स नहीं काटे। मतलब ये मेरे शॉर्टेस्ट नेल्स हैं, वो भी क्योंकि आजकल मैं फेशियल्स कर रही हूँ, थोड़ा बहुत इन लोगों को ट्रेन कर रही हूँ। तो मैं थोड़े पतले पतले नेल्स रख के गई थी। उन्होंने वहाँ मुझे नेल कटर दिया और बोला काटो हमारी मॉडल को छूने से पहले, क्योंकि आपका इतना भी नेल नहीं हो सकता। और भी जो लेडीज़ थी वहाँ पे जो कोर्स करने आई थी, उन सबके नेल्स पहले दिन उन्होंने सबके नेल्स कटवाए और उसको क्लीन किया कि आपके फैशन की वजह से हमारे क्लाइंट को प्रॉब्लम होगी, क्योंकि वो लोग सब जो मॉडल्स आ रहे थे वहाँ पे वो उनके रेगुलर मॉडल्स और क्लाइंट्स थे। तो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू कीप योर हैंड्स क्लीन, नेल्स क्लीन। जब आप कोई फेशियल कर रहे हैं तो आपको अपनी रिंग्स, ब्रेसलेट, वॉच सब कुछ उतारना है। मैं आपको गारंटी कर सकती हूँ, आपको पूरे लखनऊ में तो क्या पूरे यूपी में इस लेवल की क्लासेस नहीं मिलेंगी ब्यूटी की। हम लोग बहुत ऑनेस्टली, बहुत मेहनत से नोट्स बना रहे हैं ब्यूटी के, हमें कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है सब करने की, आप लोगों ने तो ऑलरेडी एनरोल किया हुआ है, हम जो सिखाएंगे आप सीख लोगे। लेकिन हम एक्चुअली शर्मिता मैम, साहिबा, मडाली, हम लोग सब, हमारा एक ग्रुप है, उसमें हम लोग नोट्स बनाते हैं, ट्रेनर से डिस्कस करते हैं, हम लोग एक्चुअली बहुत मेहनत करते हैं बिकॉज वी बीन 14 ईयर्स इन दिस इंडस्ट्री। और पता नहीं मैं 2 साल 4 साल जब भी रिटायर हो जाऊँ, लेकिन आई वॉन्ट टू लीव इन अ वेरी पॉजिटिव मैनर कि यार चलो कुछ तो सिखा के कुछ करके गए वो लोग, वेन एवर आई लीव एंड वेन एवर हु एवर लीव्स। सो दैट इज़ आवर ओनली इंटेंशन। इसलिए आप लोग भी उसी मेहनत से इन क्लासेस को करिए।
brand strategist, and personal branding is one of the things I also do. Now, the importance of personal branding, मैं आपको ऐसे simply समझाती हूँ. इस समय Bhavya has come with someone who is recording her, has put a mic. Now, that is personal branding, where everyone, when you walk in a room, the branding starts at that moment. So, just think, and I was just noticing, when everyone walked in today in the room, हमने सबसे पहले क्या करा? फोटो खींची, गले मिले. So we were not very conscious of our body language. We were, taking this moment as a very friendly catch up at a business coffee meet. So this is exactly, I thought this is a perfect start, because now next time when we meet, we have to take the entire attitude towards a coffee meet very differently. You coming on time is also part of personal branding. So understanding personal branding, we'll start with a quiz. आप सबके टेबल पे एक पेपर होगा. So what is personal branding according to you? A logo for yourself, how others perceive you professionally, owning a business card or a trend on social media. A, B, or A, B, C. B. Perfect. 1 mark. Which of these best reflects a strong personal brand? A viral Instagram reel, a LinkedIn profile with 5K connection, consistent values, voice, visibility across platforms, wearing branded clothes.
Easy.
C. Over to Bhavya and explaining how Instagram became her prime point.
Thank you so much. I am so overwhelmed with such a lot of praise. I'm usually just waking up and going to my office and not used to so much public attention every day personally. And when you talk of Instagram, let me tell you, I quit Instagram in January 2023. I don't use Instagram. It's not on my phone. everything that you see online is being done by someone who is hired by me to do it, because I realized back in 23 that I was wasting too much of my precious time just looking at myself and saying, oh, I look fat, I look thin, my skin looks bad. And I think a lot of youngsters today are suffering from that. So because I had children and I was at the stage where I was evaluating what I'm doing, how I'm spending my hours, and what my children are seeing their mother do, it was very crucial for me to take a step back and understand that Instagram may help you in your business, but by spending 6 hours on Instagram and trying to be consistent on it, like you said, is not actually the way to go forward. It takes your mental capabilities away. So 2.5 years, I don't use Instagram at all. Nothing, not even a story. I don't read any comments. And also I think a lot of us get very affected by what people are saying, what they are writing about you. You may have worked very hard to create a certain look, and there you see all these trolls writing rubbish because they have nothing better to do, and it spoils your day, maybe your week to come. So I was also suffering with that, and I said enough of this. But at the same time, I did have a plan in mind. I knew what works. I knew what I'm supposed to do in order to get that going, because I do not have anywhere else where I advertise. I don't give any ads in the newspapers. I'm not on any hoardings. So whatever my marketing is only through Instagram. So even though I did not like it and I did not like the people on it, I knew I had to be on that. So I hired a team. We made a plan, and the team is still following that plan, and they are the ones who posted. Like, you'll be seeing reels out of this session very soon, and all of this will be on YouTube and Instagram. So anyway, I think you've spoken about personal branding and whatever. I ran through ChatGPT yesterday because I'm not a book and paper and pen person. I'm a class 12 dropout because I'm a dreamer. I've always been a dreamer. When I was in class 12, my mother said, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. And then I enrolled in Delhi University. I was like, yeah, so many books to read. English honors कर लिया, समझ में भी नहीं आता था what it is, and I did that. And to cut a long story short, I dropped out of that, and then I had no plan in mind, so I got married. And after that also for 4-5 years, I had no plan in mind, but very big dreams that I just want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go here, I want to go there. And I think that's what you see today online. What I'm trying to say is that I have always been very authentic with who I am. I have never hidden the fact that I don't have a degree, or the fact that I have, like you said, suffer from a certain disease, or the fact that I have a paunch even though I work out every day. It's all a part of life, and the more relatable you are with the people, because all of us somewhere share the same traits. Even if you compare yourself with Deepika Padukone, you'll have 5 things in common. So she spoke about her depression, and all of us, all of the people who are online now, who have a following, they have understood the power of being authentic, and that's where personal branding actually works. Because if you're trying to just copy someone or be someone else, trust me, it will not work, because the audience is not a fool. Somebody is following you for years. They are actually living your journey with you, and they are going to somewhere realize that nahin, this is not right. So if I am saying I am a vegetarian, I am against animal cruelty, and at the same time I am going and endorsing a brand, I am doing a collaboration which is a makeup brand being tested on animals, the audience will know that she is not authentic. She says something else and does something else. When it comes to personal branding, we have to take a step back and understand one thing, that what is the difference between a business owner and an entrepreneur. We often confuse these two terms and use it together. कि बिजनेस शुरू किया है उसने तो वो एंटरप्रेन्योर है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. These are two very different mindsets. A business owner starts a business or a work keeping the profitability of the work in mind. You see a business model, maybe a restaurant or a beauty salon, and you see, okay, fine, this beauty salon is making so much money. If I'm going to do this, I will also make so much money. You sit down with a plan. You make a business plan, and you do your expenditure and income and everything, and you have a plan there. You hire people and you work on that plan. Very important to run a business. But with an entrepreneur, it's a dream. They don't know where they are going. They don't know whether it will be a profitable venture or it's going to be a loss. They don't know whether they'll be liked or disliked. And trust me, I was really disliked. Even today, there are people who are like, "Whoa, usko to makeup hi nahi karna aata." So that's a part and parcel of being an entrepreneur. And I think where we differ is that we really don't know the numbers. So we have to hire people, because without those people, we will not be able to run our business. I still don't understand the finances. I walk into a studio, I say, ये दीवार खराब हो रही है, इसको पूरा बना दो. And my accountant will say, ma'am, we don't have the money. I'll say, I don't care. My clients cannot sit here because I have a certain dream in mind or vision in mind of what I want to do, and it does not have to do anything with money. And personal branding, usually you can attach yourself with if you are an entrepreneur. That's what I have tried to do, and it was not a very conscious effort, but somewhere along the line and along the path of social media growth, it just happened very organically, that whatever I was doing, whatever I was dreaming, whatever I was thinking of, whatever Karishma has just summed up for us, it all just kept happening, and clients just started relating with that. Even today when I walk into a studio, some client is sitting there and they'll say, oh, I saw your reel where you were teasing your husband. Now that's got nothing to do with my capability as a makeup artist, but somewhere it just connected with her, and she like, oh, we also do this in the house, you know, or what you were feeding your child, I also feed. So it builds a very strong connection with the client, and that is what helps you in the long run. Now Karishma spoke about a personal story that, you know, it does not have to be a sad story, but with a personal story you have emotions attached. And even when you study sales, they don't say sell the product, they always tell you sell an emotion. Ma'am, it's your wedding. You have to look the prettiest. You have to look the best. It's the only day in your life that you are going to be on the stage. So we are selling them an emotion first, and then comes the makeup and the package and all of that. So in any kind of branding, marketing, people think the product is the first thing. No, it is the emotion and the value that you are trying to give the client. Recently, I traveled to Korea, did a little bit of a skincare course over there, and then I came back with shining skin, and all I'm saying online is look at my skin and come and I'll tell you how you can get this skin. So I'm not saying spend 20,000 rupees or spend 50,000 or buy this product or buy that product. I'm just telling the people that you can come and you can get this skin, because that is the value that we are going to give. That is the emotion that we are selling, and then the clients can come and decide what they want to do with it. Another thing was being consistent on social media and creating a niche. Well, creating a niche does work in the case of a business owner. Supposing you have a restaurant, you have to keep advertising the food that you are making. Even if you have a beauty salon, you have to keep showing the work. We have a page for our beauty salon. We are very consistent with the salon services. But when it comes to personal branding, the consumer today is very holistic. Now a person on Instagram does not want to see Alia Bhatt only in a film. They want to know what Alia Bhatt is wearing, where Alia Bhatt is going, what she is making her daughter eat, what she is watching, which airline she is traveling, and so on and so forth. So creating a niche is important, but when it comes to personal branding, you are the brand, and what you do becomes the face of the brand and the value that the people attach it to. So niche is okay if you are running a business, but if you are anywhere trying to build a personal brand, it is a holistic approach that you have to take, and that is why it's very important to create an image of yourself, which I'm still struggling with. Sometimes I'm sitting at home and doing nothing and just giving yarn or doing a podcast. Sometimes I'm an educator, sometimes I'm a makeup artist, sometimes I'm traveling, and so on and so forth. But like I said, that it's very difficult for us to just be in a box. And lastly, I think you have to keep changing with the times, because like you said, when I started, I was constantly sharing pictures of makeup and my transformation and how good I am as a makeup artist, and my face was not visible there. It was more of my clients. But over a period of time, I shifted from being just a makeup artist to an influencer. It was my luck that the social media industry was growing. I was one of the first few people in Lucknow to be on Instagram, so I had all the liberty to do whatever nonsense I was doing over there. And yeah, I mean, I don't take my life very seriously anyway. So, and slowly I turned into an influencer, and then I started enjoying that, because if you notice, I named my studio after my name. And that was the best strategy when it comes to personal branding. I think my inspiration was Sabyasachi or Manish Malhotra and whatever, whoever you know of. But I was very clear that I'm not going to call my salon XYZ or images or this or makeup studio, blah, blah, blah. It is going to be Bhavya Kapoor Makeup Studio. And there were people in the beginning that said, तुमको जानता कौन है? कौन आएगा भाव्या कपूर में? मैंने कहा जान जाएंगे. जानेंगे कैसे? नाम से. So now across 6-7 studios and 70-80 people working there, the number of times that this name is repeated, I mean sometimes I am only like, huh, what, where? Hello, welcome to Bhavya Kapoor, Bhavya Kapoor, Bhavya Kapoor. There's so much of this name being taken just because it is the name of my brand. Everybody is now putting pictures of makeups and brides and filters and this and that. How can I stand out? And that is when I started sharing a little bit of my personal life. And then it just blew up. I mean, my daughter, when she was a baby, I started sharing her videos and just random cute home videos. Some of you must have seen. Now she's 7 years old, but this is like 6 years ago. And that's when Instagram really blew up. My reel started going viral. People started relating with me because there are so many mothers who are experiencing what I'm experiencing every day. But I'm just going out and putting it out on Instagram. So that was there, and now it's happening so much. Everybody is sharing their family and their personal life and doing these husband-wife jokes, which I also do sometimes. So 2025, I realized time to move on to YouTube, and that's when I started focusing on my YouTube channel. It's growing very well, and now I've become a vlogger and a podcaster because that's the trend. So just going with the trend and also enjoying along the course. So that was my story, and thank you everyone for being patient enough to listen. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you.
हेलो, तुम बोलो माता जी, माता जी, माता जी, मैं आपका सुपुत्र हूँ. बोलो, बोलो.